Steve Kerr, in his press conference on Monday, was asked about the starting lineup. I feel like he's going to be asked about the starting lineup every single press conference or media availability that he has until we get a confirmation here of what he's going to do. Now, most expect that it'll just be Chris Paul replacing Jordan Poole as the Warriors' sixth man, but obviously we've had reports over the offseason here that Chris Paul could in fact come into the starting lineup. And also CP3 himself has been quite hesitant to kind of put his hand up and say, yes, I'm more than comfortable with coming off the bench after that draft day trade back in June. Anyway, this is what Steve Kerr had to say about Chris Paul's addition to the Warrior roster and obviously the starting lineup and the potential around that. He said, we basically have 6 starters the way I look at it. Only 5 can go each night. I haven't decided yet what we're going to do. I want to see training camp. We're going to try different combinations and take a look. Obviously, all 6 guys are going to play a lot of minutes for us, but if this is going to work, everyone is going to have to embrace it regardless of who's starting and who's not. I do think that last sentence is probably the key point here. If this is going to work, everybody is going to have to embrace it regardless of who's starting and who's not. I think come training camp, we're going to see pretty early, I think Steve Kerr is going to see pretty early that the CP3, Steph, Clay, Wiggs, Dre lineup probably isn't overly fruitful to start games. Now, maybe they'll close some games. I think that's the most important thing if I'm CP3 anyway. I know he's never come off the bench in his entire career, over 1,200 plus regular season games across an 18-year career. But I'd be more concerned about closing games than I would be starting games. Is there a factor of, hey, I'm playing my old team, the Phoenix Suns, on opening night. I want to be able to start that game. Maybe. I don't know if there's the potential of, adjusting the starting lineup for game 1 and then going back to the traditional starting lineup of Steph, Clay, Wiggs, Dre, and Loon from there on in. Who knows? It would be a little bit weird, I suppose, for CP to come off the bench against the Suns on opening night. I'd understand that from his perspective, but we'll just wait and see what happens, and it feels like we're no closer to really getting a formalisation on the Warriors starting lineup from Steve Kerr heading into training camp. We're obviously probably going to see what happens the first preseason game against the Los Angeles Lakers on October 7th, so looking forward to that.